hello there. Welcome to On the Beat, the podcast that uncovers full frontal male nudity in cinema. My name is Laura, and I am joined by my co-host, Ryan.
Herr Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mr. Ryan.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to go there, that's fine.
I guess so.
What am I?
Oh God, I used to remember. I think it might be also another word that begins with H, if it's the female equivalent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame. We are here to talk about the 2006 war drama thriller Black Book, directed by the one and only Paul Verhoeven.
Espionage.
Ooh,
Secret
spies.
Yeah, spy stuff.
Twisty-turny.
Microphones.
Who's a good boy? Who's a bad boy?
Yeah, there's loads of bad boys in this. There's a cross on top of a cross on top of a cross on top of a cross.
Triple, double, flippity-doo type of double cross.
You thought it'd be full of tons of religious foreshadowing and all sorts of things because it's a Paul Verhoeven movie, but no. It's just double crosses in the old-fashioned Hollywood way. People being bad against other people being bad against other people being bad. That's what that is.
This movie stars Carice Van Houten, Sebastian Koch, Tom Hoffman, Helena Rain, and Matthias Schoenaerts. I'm not going to get that. I didn't get that right, but that's okay. We talked about him once in a podcast. I only added him on the list because he was in a bigger splash.
Okay.
He's not in the movie very long. But the synopsis that I pulled from Letterboxd is very short, beautiful. In the Nazi-occupied Netherlands during World War II, a Jewish singer infiltrates the regional Gestapo headquarters for the Dutch resistance.
Oh, is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's true.
It is, yeah.
This is what she did.
Mm-hmm.
And the tagline is, to fight the enemy, she must become one of them.
Okay. It feels very generic.
Well, I don't... It's like, well, if you're a spy, you must fit in. I wouldn't say she became one of them.
No, she didn't. She fell in love with one of them. She fell in love with a Nazi. Figure that one out.
I mean, how can you turn down a man that likes to collect stamps?
Ooh.
Charming.
It's, yeah, I mean, the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, But, yeah, I don't know. He's not a bad looking fella.
No.
Yeah, the real issue is it's the fascism. Let's be fair. But yeah, yeah, no, it's like, you know what that tagline is? That tagline is like, we need a tagline. And someone just said that one. I mean, that'll do.
This is one of those films where the art, the cover art, like if you were walking through a Blockbuster or whatever back in 2007, 2006, and you go, I want to watch a movie, and you see this on the shelf, I'd go, ugh, I don't want to watch that. The cover art is not good.
No, the cover art, yeah.
It's too basic.
It's a little basic.
Oh, here's a European World War II movie.
You've definitely seen that cover before. It doesn't feel representative of a Paul Verhoeven movie.
And it's such a good movie. It's incredible.
It's a good film.
It's 2.5 hours long, and yet flew by.
It's just a really interesting story. But like I say, it's like a spy movie, so like it's just like, oh, is this the bad guy? No, it's this guy. It's that sort of thing. How many
bad guys can you have?
And that happens no less than like 7 times through the course of the film. So it's very twisty-turny. Probably the twistiest and turniest of the films that we've probably covered. More so maybe than Wild Things. So who knows?
Oh yeah, that one's pretty funny.
That's twisty-turny too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, if anyone wants to hear us talk about Verhoeven and you haven't listened to our Flesh and Blood episode, that was the first Verhoeven film
that
we
was
covered.
This year, so you won't have to go very far.
Episode 96, not that long ago at all.
No, we're at 112 now. So, yeah.
Time flies
time
when you're
flies.
podcasting, just like it does when you're watching Black Book.
Yeah, time flies like time does.
Well, this is Verhoeven's return to Dutch cinema. It had been 25 years or so since he had filmed The Fourth Man. That was his last
Yeah.
Dutch film, and then he went to Hollywood.
He did. But I think it was after the failure of Showgirls, he had to do something. And he's not come back to Hollywood. He stayed firmly in Holland, really.
I mean, he is 87 years old.
Yeah, but he is making better films staying in Holland.
What do you mean? What do you mean he's making better films?
Well, after doing Showgirls.
Showgirls is amazing.
Yeah, but it's not a good film, though, is it?
That doesn't mean anything.
Either
There's
way.
good films. There's bad films that are good. There's bad films that are bad.
Well, look, I think it's because I'm being secretly pretentious.
Yeah.
But
because you like Showgirls.
I do like Showgirls, but it's cheap. It's cheap. It's nasty. It's grim filmmaking. And as much as we find it funny, if you really look at it, it's not a good film. Black Book is a good film. It's a piece of cinema. So maybe this is the difference. Is he went back to cinema
from movies.
From doing movies. Yeah, because you can say RoboCop's amazing. It's fantastic. And Total Recall is really fucking good. But at the same time, I don't put them in the same category as his art house European stuff. It doesn't even come close. It doesn't mean that they're any worse or any better. It's just that this to me feels like he's like a genuine filmmaker when he's doing stuff like Black Book. And he continued to go on to make other stuff. I mean, he made that that fucking rape revenge movie after this one.
Oh.
Is it Elle?
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's rough, but yeah, it's that's a fantastic movie. And then that movie we saw recently about the nuns,
Benedetta.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie as well. So I mean, he's he's in his twilight years, but he's still
a top boy.
Yeah, he still makes great films.
He made RoboCop, and that's the greatest film that's ever been made. So I don't care what anybody says. It's the truth.
I mean, it was basically, anything after Starship Troopers started going a little bit downhill for him in the US, I feel. Because Starship Troopers was
also incredible.
It's very good. It just wasn't really well appreciated in the the box office. But I think Showgirls is obviously the nail in that proverbial coffin, so to speak. So
Well, he went back to his roots for this one, and he wrote the story with screenwriter Gerard Stoutman, who he wrote Soldier of Orange and Turkish Delight with.
Yeah.
And they had been working on this particular script for 15 years, on and off.
Okay.
Because they wanted to get it done, right? The film is fiction, but based on several true events, scattered throughout the war.
There's hundreds of stories from the Second World War.
Oh.
I would recommend, because if you want another another spy story that was set during the Second World War, what's it called? It's the meat grinder or something like that. But basically they took...
Midnight Meat Train?
No. Can't remember, but anyway, it was basically spies, and they were, they had dead bodies that they were trying to fake to be other different people. So the Germans thought that they knew the currents of the water, and the Germans would find these bodies, and they'd be what they're doing, so it would distract them from what they were actually doing. Like a smokescreen. Very, very interesting. It's a book, and I think they made a film out of it. But there's tons and tons of those sorts of stories that are all completely true. There's even the story about the wartime magicians and the illusionists that they used to try and make tanks, look invisible, or they would paint backgrounds to distract German soldiers so it would take them in a different direction, all this sort of stuff. It's really very interesting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
wartime magicians.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I've never heard those two words put together.
And there's, yeah, obviously the story of the bouncing bomb. That's very interesting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So the bouncing bomb was just a ball bomb that would, when they dropped it on the water at a certain altitude, at a certain speed, it would skim across the surface of the water, and it was used to destroy dams.
Oh.
Because bombs were inaccurate coming down vertically, but if they could shoot something, obviously horizontally, they knew that they could target things better, and it would have a better chance of. They basically only had one choice only one chance to blow up the dam, so they came up with the bouncing bomb.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah, I know a lot of my history.
Is that your Roman Empire? The Second World War?
I guess it's because I studied it in school, and it's always good because you don't want history to repeat itself.
Oh, don't make me cry. Okay. This world. There were many delays in the production of this film, so it was really, really hard to get the money to make the film. And there were obviously many budget issues. And then Paul Verhoeven had heart problems. 12 different crew members sued the legal entity that was created for the film that filed for bankruptcy because they had waited over a year to get paid.
Right. Okay.
There was I'm converting it to American dollars, but it was a $21 million budget. And at the time it was released, it was the most expensive Dutch film ever made.
Okay.
It made $27 million at the box office. It was also voted in 2008 the best Dutch film of all time.
Okay.
So a lot of people were annoyed. A lot of people weren't getting paid because of production issues. Carrie Van Houten was supposed to be in a play. Because of delays in production, she had to get pulled from the play. So then the film had to pay the play, whoever the producers of the play, 60,000 euros or whatever it was at the time to pay them back because she couldn't be in the play because of production issues in this movie.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And also what is his name? The man, the Nazi man, the handsome Nazi man.
Oh, Munze.
Munze.
Yeah, Munze.
And Carice Van Houten were actually in a relationship for many years after the conclusion of this motion picture.
Yeah, well, there you go. They get sexy.
Fell in love.
Yeah.
During their Nazi love. And
yeah, well, they're only pretending, Laura. It's not real.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so.
Carice Van Houten also did all of her own singing.
Oh, okay. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
Even put it on an album.
Wow.
So one thing that stood out to me the most right off the bat with this film is how colorful it is.
Yeah, it's a little saturated.
Not too much, though. When you watch...
There's a lot of natural colors in like the environment and stuff like
Yes.
that, what people are wearing and things. So it takes away from what we've kind of been known to see with World War II films. It's all very desaturated looking. It's like Saving Private Ryan. And then that just kind of persisted, and it's like, well, wow, this is incredibly ugly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is a bleak time. Sometimes it's wet, but it's not always blue.
It's very brown. It's like a brown age, like the sort of clothes and stuff people are wearing.
It was just nice to see actual natural colors popping through, like the blues of the sky, the green grass, like reds, lipsticks, like just having color. I mean, blood. It's a Verhoeven film. Lots of squirting blood.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see that even though it is a bleak time, it can still be, it's not desaturated. The world is colorful.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I like that was the first thing that I noticed because again, looking at the cover of the film, you go, ugh.
Yeah, it's going to be heavily desaturated.
It's not. It's great.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's definitely not. But yeah, I mean, I would say like this film's more in keeping with much older films of the time, like the Battle of Britain oh god, what's that name? The name of that movie. It was directed by it was like, oh shit. Is it Tora? It might be. Anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, no, all those kind of older films about the Second World War from say like the 50s into the 60s were all pretty colorful. I mean, you can't look at the Bridge over the River Kwai and not be like, wow, that's really startling. So
I haven't seen a lot of these motion pictures you're talking about.
I would say that modern depictions of World War II is where it all gets desaturated. Because even the Germans are guilty of it as well. That Downfall movie with Hitler in the bunker.
That's pretty new.
The Bruno Ganz. It's a 2000s
Well, any
wartime
movie
film.
that's made
That's
after
incredibly kind of desatted and kind of blue looking. So
any film made after 1999 is like new to me. It's a new movie.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Maybe I'm just a little bit more. I'm a little bit more well read in those specific genres because you're not interested in any of it.
In what genre?
Like the
War
genre, yeah. And I'm talking about like older films as well, which you don't necessarily watch that often.
Yeah, anything before 2000.
Yeah, and I'm like,
too old.
I'm like, yeah, we should watch The Best Years of Our Lives. And you're like, what the fuck is that? It's in black and white. And I'm like, yeah. One of the greatest films ever made about post-war trauma is The Best Years of Our Lives.
There's one black and white movie I really like.
There should be several, because there's so many black and white movies out there that are so fucking good.
Night of the Hunter.
Yeah, that movie's amazing.
That movie is so scary.
Yeah, but Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, you saw that and you liked it. That's in black and white.
I did like that movie.
Yeah. Didn't you watch The Apartment with me that one day?
Oh, shoot. See, look at you.
Yeah,
you remember better than I do. That's a good movie.
I mean, yeah, there's tons. I mean, I don't know. What did you think about Some Like It Hot? Did you like that movie?
It was all right.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good one. I mean, you watched The Misfits, that John Huston film?
No, I didn't.
With Marilyn Monroe and...
Nope, never seen it.
Yeah,
oh, that's a Western. There's no way I watched that.
It was a modern Western about three messed up
Modern?
people.
It's in black and white.
That film is perfect. I don't care what anyone says. That film is so fucking good.
I'm not watching a Western.
Right, but it's like modern, it's like a modern Western. It's like Brokeback Mountain, except...
Ooh.
Yeah, it's like that.
Do
like
the boys have sex with each other?
No,
in The Misfits?
No, it's Clark Gable and Marilyn Monroe,
well,
dude. Like, no.
Then
no.
I don't want to watch it unless
Marilyn Monroe is amazing in it. She's the best thing in it, and Clark Gable basically plays like an asshole. He's very fucking good in that movie too. Highly recommend it. So anyway, there's plenty of films you've seen that are in black and white. Christ, you're fine.
Thank you. See, I know things. I've seen movies before.
Yeah, but there's like hundreds, like over 100 years worth of cinema. It's not just the last 30 years.
I mean, I've got Lord of the Rings in the 2000s, so...
Oh dear. Right, anyway. Carry on.
Speaking of the 2000s, 2006, Black Book.
Yeah.
So our protagonist is this very beautiful woman. In the beginning of the film, she meets a hot sailor, and she's out there in her undies.
Yeah.
By a lake, and while she's out there flirting with this sailor, a plane comes by and just unloads a bunch of bombs so that it can climb further into the air. Yeah. One of those bombs almost kills the two of these people.
Yeah.
And then gets tossed on her hideout house.
Yes.
So now she's out of luck and she needs to find somewhere else to go. And then she kind of, from that moment, gets kind of taken into this whole resistance movement.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of...
Or she's working on getting there.
It's to greater increase our chances of survival. Because this is late into the Second World War. By the time we kind of get into this story, I think. It's into the latter part of the Second World War.
Right. So she ends up getting in touch with this resistance guy and gets ready to go into, like, what was it? Just like the a place where she can not hide out anymore, like get into the free lands.
I guess so, yes.
Something like that. I'm not being eloquent about it.
Yeah, the like safety zones,
Safety
basically.
zone, right, for her.
Aye.
And
it's
her,
like not known as like, it's not Nazi occupied.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it's like certain places where, you know, certain things aren't allowed to happen, that sort of
where
thing.
she can be her and not have to hide in a closet.
Well,
right?
She can be, there can be, she's able to roam free enough, basically. Like, there's a level of understanding. Yeah, aye. It's messed up. That whole period, like being a Jewish person during that entire time, I have no idea what your life, like how your life would be, like every single day. Like absolute nightmare. It'd be fucking awful.
Really, yeah. It's just one of those things where you watch, I don't know, I just don't understand why people aren't nice. I don't understand why people can't let other people live. And that goes for today as well, obviously, because things are kind of crap.
People like to meddle. I think that's what that is.
Just keep to your own business and leave other people alone.
Well, I don't know why we can't just focus on just progressing ourselves forward, because we're just destined to destroy each other at a certain point. It doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
Humanity in general. So.
No, that's...
Yeah. That's why you were telling me earlier, that's why we're number 3 on the intelligence scale. We're below mice and dolphins.
Yeah, according to Douglas Adams.
You know, have a little think about that. The mice aren't fucking each other over for a fucking goddamn percentage, like in Aliens. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And the dolphins are plotting against us every day.
No.
They will walk on land. They will. They'll walk on land and they'll go to space.
Oh my God. Well, our protagonist Rachel ends up getting on a boat, and her whole family decides to come. Like, oh, we're all going to go to safety. Excellent.
Well, they were all in their own little hiding places, and they didn't know when they would ever see each other. But this was kind of this was why they were also there, is because they were all part of the same family list that was obviously given over.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because it was all connected. It's a twisty-turny thing, and I think even talking about the characters and how they relate to certain characters, like you will be surprised, because almost every scene is a moment where you're just like, no way, it was him. He's also involved in this and that, and I think it's good if you watch this twice in a row. The film does a fantastic job of highlighting things, because there's even lines of dialogue where it's just kind of like, yeah, you shouldn't be so trustworthy. And this is obviously coming from a character you later on found out is not trustworthy. So you're kind of just like, it's very interesting to me, the sort of things he does as a filmmaker to focus on certain elements, like certain things, like the insulin or the chloroform or this or that. And you're like, why is that important? And then you're like, it is important. And it feels like it's important, and you know, a lot of those questions get answered by the end of the film. So
yeah, you're definitely not left with anything when it's over. It's so tightly and neatly wrapped up.
It's a sign of just incredibly good writing, and
with
it's
ease.
Classic. It's classic film writing. This is like, you know, 101, like Hollywood, like you know, film writing, like developing story, like good narrative writing. This is a good example of.
Well, this moment where she and her family are on a boat to get to safety, and they have as much as they can carry in terms of jewelry and money and gold bars as they can carry, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
That you find out later. But the entire boat, along with her sexy sailor, get gunned down by the SS. How do they know they were there? Twisty-turny, right? She's the only one that escapes off of that boat. And this is where she sees this man who ends up becoming, I don't necessarily want to call him a target. I don't know if she ever thinks that she'll see him again, but she does.
It's like she's never going to forget his face.
Right. Like it is like tattooed on the back of her eyelids at this point. This man who murdered her entire family, like, and stopped her from getting to freedom.
Her revenge is Yeah, she's obviously looking for that, and then she obviously has to pretend to be, as we find out later on, she ends up working for that same office with that same man who's there. So, his name is Gunther or Gunter.
Oh,
Yeah, that's his name is Gunter, Franken Gunther. So we hear a lot more about him over the course of the story, but we're trying to set him up because obviously he is what we're here for. It is his reveal. So Ellis, I mean, I guess like her name is she has several different names over the course of this.
well, her birth name is Rachel.
It's Rachel, and then she had to change her name,
To
and then
Ellis.
it was Ellis, but she was pretending to be someone else as well, I think.
Not as far as I know, it was just Ellis and Rachel, but I mean,
Okay. She is trying to do a bit of spying.
yeah,
But
great at
really,
it too.
yeah. But really, what ends up happening is she's part of the resistance, and then she ends up being the one who infiltrates the Nazi office, and that's where she then kind of hooks into Munzer, who's obviously she met on the train, who likes the stamps, and then Gunther, Frank and Gunther works there as well, and they're torturing and questioning, and he's got that hidden plot where he's killing off Jews and stealing their money on these supposedly safe like river trips. Anyway, what you're kind of presented with here is it's an incredibly decadent atmosphere. Very, very common in particular to the depictions of Nazis during the Second World War, where it's a lot of open sex and drinking and bombacity and just all this sort of like posturing that you see a lot of. It's very it's just very gross. It's just very particular to that style, those styles of people.
Well, we've got to get ready for Hitler's birthday party.
Yes, but there's a scene where everyone's just finished having sex with one another, and Ellis goes to the bathroom.
Right. This is just after a fun little Nazi fiesta, and Ellis is singing for everyone because she's a singer,
Yes,
and she ends up having sex with I never can get his name,
Munzer, yeah,
the stamp collector Nazi general.
who's painted out to be a little bit better than the other Nazis. He's trying to be a little bit
Right.
more diplomatic.
Yeah, because Gunther just wants to shoot everybody. Ready to shoot everybody all the time.
Yeah.
Execute. And this
So
guy
he's like, yeah.
is like, we've got a process to this.
Well, he's
please."
he's like a Nazi. But he's also like a bad Nazi because he's like withholding the wares and the golds and the monies from the ambushes that he's doing. Which is also stuff. I think it's like, oh, we'll sentence you to death because you're withholding items from the Third Reich, all this sort of stuff.
Regardless of whether or not the stamp collecting Nazi is better than other Nazis, I'm still under the impression and the belief that all Nazis
A Nazi is a Nazi.
are bad.
It's kind of hard.
It's
and
an
plus,
ANAB situation.
yeah, it was kind of like, we're kind of jumping around. We'll get back to the bathroom, don't worry. But yeah, it's kind of like, how would Munzer have been able to live with himself? Because he would have been there. He would have been present at the death of Jews. Like, there's no way he wouldn't have been present to atrocities. And he would have to be guilty for it. Just because he was like later on in the end of this process, as the war is effectively coming to an end and the Germans know they're gonna lose, is when he starts being diplomatic and talking to the resistance and trying to end the bloodshed, all this sort of stuff. And it feels very disingenuous to me. Anyway, we are in the bathroom and she runs into Ronnie. Ronnie's in the bathroom. She's also doing a pee. We get to see a couple of ladies pee and they're having a conversation.
Get to see a couple of ladies pee.
You do.
And right, so we have she was sleeping with Gunther, and then we have Ellis who's sleeping with Munzer, right?
Yep.
Peeing together, and then suddenly Gunther barges into the toilet where the ladies are
Yes.
completely naked.
But he's just expecting to see Ronnie. He's not expecting to see Ellis, who's in the bathroom, probably.
And he's wondering if there's a little lesbian action going on in the
Well, he's
bathroom.
he wants the double dip. He looks like a big double dipper. But yeah, he walks in. He's completely and utterly naked.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what it is. He just walks in and...
Well, he just walks in, joins the conversation, goes for a pee.
Yeah.
And then, there's a kind of strange exchange where Ronnie opens up Ellis's chest and there's like the boobies and things.
Well, they want her to get a job as a singer, I think, or just get a job with their Nazi crew, right? Because
Yeah.
she needs a job, I guess. Well, obviously she's trying to spy, so she needs a job to get in
Security.
to do her spy
Yes.
job. And he's like, "Well, you're gonna have to have a physical." And then Ronnie opens up her little shirt and is like, "How about these?
How about these?
How about?" And because there's a lot of moments where she's suspected to be Jewish, which she is, and she shows her tits and she's like, do these look Jewish to you? Does my ass look Jewish? It's like, well,
no, probably not. I mean,
you're a human being.
Yeah, I mean, it's. There's a lot. It's that scene. I mean, the scene's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, in
Very
terms of what it
brightly
is,
lit.
Yeah, very brightly lit.
Wide shots.
I mean,
wide
a
angles.
lot of this movie is very brightly lit. I would say it's well lit. Let's put it that way. I think that's probably better instead of saying it's brightly lit. But yeah, no, like there's no lack of imagination here. Like there's no blink and you miss it sort of thing. It's like there's a full on conversation happening. With this he's a disgusting man.
What I like about the nudity in this scene is that we've seen so many of these, so many nude men at this point in cinema. And what is the purpose of it, right? What is the purpose of this man's nudity at this moment?
Yeah.
Because often you'll get a nude man and it's for a joke. Or it's for humiliation purposes, right? And I don't think that too often do we see a film or a scene in a film where you have a character who is completely nude. This man is totally nude, and it is a power play.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's intending it to be a power play necessarily.
I think from his prior behavior, though, it's kind of like he's relatively untouchable, and that's what that's what these people felt like they were, was like completely untouchable, like completely justified in everything that they were doing, and that they could literally, I mean, they were getting away with murder, and it's, for me, it's like, it's definitely a power play, but that is something, he would do that in front of his own men or whatever. Like he has so much power and so much control over there that he's basically untouchable. So
I like that a lot because you don't see that too often where you have a man coming through who's naked and it's quite intimidating, especially to Ellis or Rachel, who is just dipping her toe into the spying and she's trying to get in. And this man who's was in charge of murdering her entire family.
Yeah.
And
she's had to learn to become incredibly resourceful, like very quickly.
I mean, earlier that night, the very first time she saw him post boat murder, she vomited.
Yeah, she couldn't control herself.
So it's a practice in, control for her, and he's always trying to get the upper hand on her and everybody else around him. And by being nude in her presence, I mean, he's showing her that he is not intimidated, he is not scared. You need to fear me, and I mean, she does. He
is pretty scary in the movie. Like they really set the scene very quickly that the Nazis are fucking awful. I mean, and he's one of the worst ones.
He's got nothing to hide, and I think that's the whole point of that. And I like that. You don't see that too often, you know.
No, well, yeah, certainly not now. Where like a bad guy in very commas has to have some level of like, there's a level of empathy, like an emotional arc within them, as opposed to them just being like bad. You know, like Dennis Hopper in Speed, he's just bad. He's a bad guy.
No. Isn't it because he didn't get like his pension package or something in Speed? And then
No,
he's trying to get back he's trying to get revenge.
no, I thought it was that he retired and he didn't get the respect that he deserved, like that sort of thing, after retiring. He does a lot of bad shit in that movie, Laura. Like, he's not a good person, like, at all. You know?
Are you saying he's like a Nazi?
Dennis Hopper's character in Speed is as bad as a Nazi. I mean, why are we then putting a barometer on what's bad and what's not bad? I mean, they did bad stuff. They all did.
All right. I don't know. I don't remember it that
Well,
way.
it's the difference between like that and a villain now like Thanos or something. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, oh Christ, what am I meant to feel sorry for the fact that he murdered half the universe? Because he's like, oh, I'm now in my hut cooking potatoes. It's like, okay, whatever.
This has gone off track because I had
It
really
has,
good words to
yes.
say about the nudity, and now we're talking about Thanos, and I'm not sure how we got there.
Yeah, nuance. But yeah, aye. Talk about the nudity.
Well, there's another moment in this film that I thought there was a few moments in this film where I thought we were definitely going to see more wieners that we didn't see. But
It's very imbalanced, though. You see a lot more female than you do male. It's Paul Verhoeven, so that's not surprising.
right,
So,
right. So Munza,
Munza. Yeah,
right?
it's just Mund and then Z. That's how
Munza.
it, yeah, that's, if it's ever spelt that way, that's what it means, Munza.
He is in bed, right? And Ellis comes in and she's been away for a while and she's trying to cover up her tracks about what she's been doing behind the scenes. And he expects to see her because they're sleeping together, right?
Yeah.
And so she's trying to cover her tracks by getting her boobs out, as you do, because you're like, distraction, tits.
Yeah.
And you think it's working because then you see, like, under the sheets, like a boner. Under the sheets, and like a boner's coming up, and I start dying.
It was fascinating
Amazing.
to see your reaction in real time.
Because how often do you see a boner just like in a, just a flat sheet, and then here comes a boner rising up. And I found it so amusing. I laughed so much. But unfortunately, it was a gun under there because I thought it looked a little weird how it popped up. And then I realized, it wasn't a boner. It was
another
a
double
gun.
cross. Double cross on the double cross. Yeah, it was more shit. Yeah, no, I think that was pretty funny because I'd seen it a couple of times and I kind of never remembered it. And it wasn't until I saw you.
That's going to stay with me for a while. That was really good.
Yeah, because it's
really
not until I saw your reaction, basically. So it's like, huh, okay, I guess so.
I think this is just a really fun and interesting movie. I didn't really make too many more notes other than about the poop because I'm very fascinated by movie poop.
This is an incredibly well, when she gets showered with the shit and the piss in the prison at the end of the movie.
Because it's like you've got this woman and she's, hiding from the SS, and then she's undercover, and then she's made out to be like she's a Nazi helper, but she's not. And it's just this blah, blah, blah. Like that woman goes through so much. She is literally, I wish you'd said, you'd written down what you called her earlier, because I go, she's indestructible. She gets shot in the head. She's jumping off of balconies.
Yeah.
She goes through so many situations, but she's going to survive because the entire film is essentially a memory because you see her in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, my whole thing was that Paul Verhoeven does that so that he can do all this crazy shit that she just lives through for the entire time.
Because you can't imagine how you would live through all the things that she went through. It's like a Forrest Gump in World War II situation.
Yes. Aye, she's Teflon. Like she's she's like a oh God, what is it that I said? But
Something
no.
like spiritual Teflon
Oh,
or
she's got
something.
like a spiritual Teflon, so it's kind of just like she is destined because it's been rewritten. It's been written this way, like she is destined to survive. So I mean, there's a bit where she jumps off of a balcony and lands on a crowd. She gets shot in the head, which is fucked up, and gets the shit kicked out of her. She obviously doesn't get any sort of, you know, waterborne diseases from being covered in the feces and the poop because she seems perfectly fine when we see her in
It's like a
Israel.
vat of diarrhea and that
It's
had
well,
been
they empty the buckets from the night before into this big bucket.
yeah, all little buckets go into one large vat of diarrhea and pee pee poo poo.
Yeah,
And they pour it over her after beating the actual shit out of her. And she is naked. And yeah, you would imagine she would get ill. But anyway, but she
yeah,
doesn't because she's made out of steel and
yeah.
Teflon. But the poop that was poured over her was made basically out of mashed potatoes, ginger cake, peanut butter, and food coloring.
All right. Well, that's okay.
The main ingredients of the turd soup that was poured upon
I'm
her.
glad there was some nuts in there.
It looked like bits of celery. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know what they were feeding them in that holding cell prison.
Bloody Franken keeps on swallowing those celery sticks in one go, and they're not coming out right.
I kept saying it's diarrhea, and you're like, no, Laura, it's not diarrhea. There's pee in there too, so it's making it wetter. And I said it could be diarrhea because they're probably quite stressed. You know, because they got in trouble.
Because here's the thing, like that's like some of our normal conversation.
I know that this was nominated for Golden Lion at the Venice Film Festival. It didn't really win too many awards, but it's been lauded as one of the best Dutch films of all time, and it's very well loved. It's a good movie. So
I don't think I have any other notes. You know what I did write down, and it's completely unrelated to the movies. I watched the movie on Tubi because I can't find my copy of this film fucking anywhere. I'm pissed. But there's a Bowers and Wilkins advert that has David Beckham in it, and it's just shots of him obviously in a chair in a sat position, kind of like really enjoying his headphones, and it just like rotates him in like a dark void of a room, and it just kind of crossfades between all of these shots, like rotating around him, obviously enjoying these headphones. And I kind of watched it, and I was like, I thought it was like a comedy sketch because I started feeling a little bit funny. That was weird.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that when we were watching it.
No, but I did.
Okay.
And yeah, it kind of got me thinking, is like, I feel like I'm the only one in the world who's seeing this right now.
We're probably the only people at that moment watching Black Book on Tubi, but not for
Probably.
long.
Probably. Yeah, not for long,
All
because
of
you're
you
gonna
will
yeah,
be
you're gonna hear
watching-
us tell you that it's one of the most celebrated Dutch films of all time.
It's incredible.
So
Well, why don't you go with your ratings, Ryan?
for the scene we'll give it 4. I think it's good. I think it demonstrates exactly. It's there as a character device more than anything else. But then it's also kind of just like, because there is a little level of like exploitation and stuff in the film too. Like, we don't need to add the stuff in about like, oh, maybe you need to have sex with Ellis in order to understand her better and all this sort of thing. And like, I like playing into like the decadence of fascism during this time and stuff like that. It's very it's very Roman Empire as well, which is it's definitely exactly what it's like. But I would give the scene itself a 4. I think that's good. It's good enough. I think that's what that is. You want me to give my film rating?
Sure.
While we're at it, which
Sure.
also gets a 4. This is maybe the 3rd or 4th time I've seen the film, and I do quite like it, and I appreciate it more probably now because I think you get older, you notice certain things differently and things like that. But yeah, I remember seeing this as a preview screening. One of my tutors at university, he was a film critic for The Guardian, I think. So he used to get stuff like that all the time, and you would go in there. Oh, I don't know why this completely slipped my mind. Paul Verhoeven was there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I met him. Yeah, he's cool as fuck. And my
You
friend,
breathed the same air in the same room?
he
Did you
it-
touch him?
He did a Q&A. I shook his hand. He did a Q. He did a Q. I completely forgot about this.
How could you
He
forget
did
such a seminal moment?
Yeah, he did a Q&A after Black Book, and my friend got his signature. I wasn't really interested in his signature, but he had like a RoboCop poster, and he got it signed.
Incredible.
Yeah, got to see that movie. That was pretty cool. Met Paul Verhoeven. He was at a Cineworld in Glasgow. So
what a treat.
No, I've liked the film. I've always liked the film, and I gave it a 4. Do I think it's his like one of his best films? Probably. He's made better films. Personally. But no, there's nothing denying the fact that this is a good film. So.
Well, I gave the scene a 4.5 because I just think it's great. And I think it's one of those rare nude scenes, like I talked before, where, there's a dude who has nothing to hide and showing his strength. And I think that that's very scary and very fun and different than what we typically see when you see a penis on your screen. And I like that for him, and I like that for this film. And, Verhoeven is not against showing wieners. There's typically penises in his films, except when you get into the Hollywood type movies, your RoboCops and so on and so forth. But in his Dutch films, there's usually
plenty of
a
sexual. Yeah, there's plenty of sexual references though.
Oh yeah.
In his like to dicks and things like that.
Oh my god.
That.
Well,
like
yeah, in RoboCop he shot the guy in the dick.
Yeah, and also like there's so many occasions where there's a shot of Arnold's groin either being kicked or being grabbed.
Yes.
Or whatever. Like that happens a few times in Total Recall. So.
Yeah, it does. I love Paul Verhoeven. So anyway, I think it's a great scene. It's unexpected, and I don't know. I just think it's really good. I didn't know I knew there was a penis in this movie. I just didn't know who it was going to be. And then when it happened, I was like, oh, okay, wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'd forgotten it because it's actually pretty pronounced.
Yeah,
but yeah. I know. I mean, that's the thing. When I told you about this film, it's a little long. I would say that it's a little long, but like it feels like it earns that sustained length, because it is telling an epic story. But
yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel long to me at all, and
no,
it was funny because
it's interesting. It's an interesting story.
We chatted about what are we going to do after Mrs. Henderson Presents, right? And we had the World War II movie, and we go, why don't we just go with that theme? And then we picked Black Book.
Yeah, I wish
as a companion piece.
I wish it was more thought out than that, but it's kind of like I'm doing the dishes, and then it's just like we can do that as a companion piece, and it's like okay,
perfect.
And then that's it. It's the end of that conversation.
Okay, and in terms of the rating of the film, I'm also giving it a 4.5. I just think it's a really good movie, incredibly entertaining, and I don't feel like I typically like a spy thriller type of film, but I do like this quite a bit. You do. You love, you get those old Michael Caine movies and
fuck yeah.
Chris Files, stuff like that. But I'm not typically into that. I'm not, but this is a very, very good one.
Well, I grew up on like James Bond and stuff. Plus, there's a lot of really famous, real life like British spies. Well, like it's an institution.
Fine.
So.
It's just not. This isn't my cup of tea necessarily, but because of that, I think I found it was more shocking to me how much I did enjoy it for what it is, and I think it's super fun. Mm-hmm. And I do want to say that in the movie Speed, Dennis Hopper's character was a former police officer with the bomb squad.
Yes, he was.
And he was placed on administrative leave after losing his thumb. And he felt undercompensated with the police department because he got nothing but a cheap gold watch. That is why he's disgruntled and wants to blow up the bus and all the people in it, okay? So he's completely justified. Anyway, thank you so much,
On
Ryan.
that note,
Thank you so much, Ryan.
yeah, let's just leave because you're different from what you said you were.
No, he's fine. It's
Right,
hopper.
whatever.
Coming to you from the Resistance, I've been Laura.
Fucking sympathizer over here. You, fuck's sake. I'm Ryan, and I'm trustworthy.
I'm not. Make sure to follow us on
You are like
Letterboxd,
special about that.
and Instagram
Yeah.
at on the beat BiTTE, and give us all of the stars you can when you rate us.
Fuck about politics.
Couldn't care no, I don't. Everything makes me sad.
No, we're fucking no. It doesn't matter.
Okay, bye.